Hi, Sean Huxter here. Welcome to Magical Little Worlds with me. Recently, I reviewed the Spinosaurus from the Micro Adventures Jurassic World Rebirth series, and today I've got the Tyrannosaur. Now, this is one I've been waiting for. Just going to zoom out a little bit here to catch the whole package. So, much like the Spinosaur, they're about the same size in general. You know, like the Spinosaurus has a longer, more crocodile-like jaw, and this is a more bulky set, but not quite as long necessarily. But, you know, clearly you can see immediately the sculpt's quite nice. Like the last one, we have info on the back. It says 4 play areas, although it doesn't really go into details. It says there's a dinosaur bone cage, and then this one at least talks about 3, whereas the Spinosaur only talked about 2. Raptor scare and swimming Parasaurolophus. I don't know how to pronounce these things, guys. Parasaurolophus. There you go. That's probably how it pronounces. And without spoiling too much of what's inside, let's get to opening, shall we? All right. There's going to be some tape, so we cut the tape here. We use our trusty X-Acto knife. Cut the tape here. You cut the tape here. And then there's going to be some tape along this edge here. I believe so, anyway. Yeah, here we go. So there's tape right here. Got to get that knife in there. Wait now. So that's interesting. Okay, yeah, there's tape sort of like going all the way down. So there's some, yeah, there we go. Just get in there and slice all the way down. And I think, did I get this? I probably didn't. There we go. Now, when we do that, we can open this, and the whole set kind of opens up. And there is no easy way to remove this whole thing here. Well, you can pull the tape up, I guess. But the problem is once you do pull this tape up, and if you do the same to the other side, you still have to rip the plastic shell off the card. So there's no getting around destroying the card because this is glued here. So you got to kind of get in there and rip this away. Packaging. Right, and now we pull the top off, or pull the interior out. Make sure we don't lose anything. Packaging. And packaging. Make sure all the pieces are out. So what do we end up with? Like last time, we will talk about the figures later, and we're going to zoom in now. Look at this beautiful thing. Like the Spinosaurus, there's tabs here to lift the head up so you can go, ah, ah. You can play your ventriloquist role if you like. But I'm going to focus on this sculpt. Look at this sculpt. We're talking level of detail that goes beyond most headsets, most head play sets. Mighty Max has some beautiful sculpting. This certainly competes with, or goes a little beyond, certainly goes a little beyond a lot of the Mighty Max head play sets, but certainly some of the more intricate ones. This gives it a run for their money. I like this. This is really spectacular. That eye. Look at the details around the eye. The one thing I said with the Spinosaurus, too, because you can see it there, wouldn't it have been lovely if they'd been able to do, like, glass eyes? That would have been awesome. Of course, it would have increased the cost of the set, and it would have been harder to manufacture. So, like the Spinosaurus, the teeth are rubber, which is good because they look sharp. But they aren't actually sharp, which is kind of cool. That gives me a hint, too, because I'm actually designing a playset in my mind now which uses sharp teeth, and I may have to use a softer, material to make the teeth. Okay. Oh, look at this. The detail on this skin is spectacular. It's like they actually took a casting off some sort of reptile. Look at these eye horns, for God's sake. They're beautiful. Okay, let's look inside. What do we have inside? Let's pull out a little bit more. We're going to open up the thing now. This is a set that is supposed to stay vertical. You know, you can put it back down, but the point is it's vertical because this is a cliff. Let us start. I'll start with the top because there's less detail up here. So what we got up here is a cliff face. This whole cliff face, nicely painted. And you've got this little glade up top of the cliff. And then you've got, let me get my lighting here. There we go. Then we've got these waterfalls. These waterfalls come down and sort of like land on the water. I don't know if there's a little catch there to hook it in place, but it's meant to just sort of sit there. And then these, while these don't swing down, they can swing up as well. So these waterfalls are interactive, which is kind of nice. And there's there's 4 of them altogether. And so you can lift the waterfall to get inside the cavern if you like, which is kind of nice. I just, again, adore blue translucent water in playsets. And I have blue translucent resin, so the playset I'm trying to design that has an underwater theme is going to use a lot, I think, of translucent blue. Now, down here, you've got, again, something like the Spinosaurus. You've got this little area that is a land encroaching upon water. Then you've got this, is this a Dilopodus? I don't remember the name. Anyway, this swims along a track, or sort of swims along a track. Again, like one of these Spinosauruses in here, there's no body to this, just the head, the part that sticks up above the ground. But it moves along a track, which is kind of nice, and it spins around. It's not terribly stable, like it wobbles a lot, but I think that's actually an extra play feature because it can pose a little more. Now, right here is your marge to go up onto the cliff. And then there's no stairway or any kind of climbing surface, but, you know, use your imagination. Now, what else do we have down here? We have the teeth, obviously. Then you have this little peg here. Let me just, that's kind of cute. So when you first open the set, you can see, I'm going to pull this down now to make it easier to see this part. There's a velociraptor waiting to attack. I kind of wish they had hidden that so that you had to discover it rather than open it instead of close it, because this is really cool. And then when you move this, the raptor kind of springs up. I like it. Then you got a Triceratops skeleton here. And clearly, with the hinge here, you can see that this opens up as a cage. Now, this is very Mighty Max-like. The fact is, there are several bone cages in Mighty Max sets, and that just makes this elevates this set. I love it. And then again, this trapdoor is spectacular. Whereas I think the Spinosaurus has very few real play features, except the sliding dinosaurs and the mouth opening of the Mosasaur. This is much more of like what I expect from like a Mighty Max set. And I mean, Mattel, get off your butts and get Mighty Max back on the market, for God's sake. What are you waiting for? This stuff is killing you on the market. And look what you've done with Polly Pocket. You've done some amazing things. Get Mighty Max back on the shelves, because it could look like this. I mean, in my mind, if I took a Mighty Max figure, hang on a second. There. That's what the set's missing. This is not Mighty Max, by the way. This is a character I invented myself. His or her, we don't know. I didn't decide. Name is Sydney Swift, and features in a playset I'm working on now. But this is exactly the same size as a Mighty Max, and in fact, the foothold is the same, so it's compatible with Mighty Max. But this could be a Mighty Max set. Look at this. In fact, literally, if you put a Mighty Max character in here and added a villain, you'd have a Mighty Max set, or something certainly that would be proudly called a Mighty Max set. So Mattel, pay attention, please. All right, we've gone through the features. Really love this set. I think I love it more than the Spinosaur. Now let's look at the characters we get with it. What we don't get is human characters. I'm thinking with this skeleton here, you really kind of want to trap a human, right? Anyway, what we do have is an Ankylosaurus. For its size, its paint job is spectacular. Look at that. Now, an Ankylosaurus, as you know, has a big club tail and spiny head. It almost looks like a bearded dragon, doesn't it? Beautiful. Now, what I find is there's not a whole lot of peg holes here. There's one here, there's one here, and there's one here. So that's 3, I guess. 3, 1 for each character. I guess we could put the Ankylosaurus on here to make it, even though it's got a base, so it kind of hovers above the base, which is a little unusual. And if you pull him away, the raptor, it doesn't really work very well. Once you put him on the peg, it's hard to move the peg for the raptor to spring up. But, not complaining. I love it. There are no peg holes on the water. That's okay, too. We can put them down there if we want. And what else do we have? We have a Tyrannosaur. Oh, you know what this is? This is the Quetzalcoatlus, which I opened the captives crate the other day, and it had a really nice one in here. This is not as well modeled as that one, but, it's much tinier. But now I'm thinking he belongs up here on the peg that is in the cliff overlooking the cliff. And the last is a Tyrannosaur. I mean, not a great sculpt. There's not a lot of detail there. It's kind of softened detail. And even the paint is not great on this one. But there's a lot more back detail than head detail. You'd think they put some detail on the head. But anyway, again, this guy should hang out somewhere. So maybe, I wonder if he'll fit above the waterfall. Yeah. Oh, that's actually kind of menacing looking, isn't it? Okay. I think we've gone through all the features. Not much more to talk about, except I really like this set. Now, let's find out what it's like to close. Can I close it with these characters in place? Oh, yeah, I can. The only thing is it doesn't clasp. Oh, wait. Does it clasp shut? I don't think they clasp shut. I don't think they're intended to clasp shut. And that's okay. I don't mind that. Mighty Max sets do, and Polly Pocket sets do. I don't care that this doesn't really. I love it. So together the two, I think, at $20 each, I think that's well worth it. Just for the detail and the play value. I'm going to just say they knocked this out of the park. They knocked this out of the Jurassic Park. Well, that's all they have. I believe they're coming out with a Mosasaurus one, but I haven't seen anything on that yet. When they do, or if they do, I'll definitely review it and put it aside its friends. So for today, for Magical Little Worlds, I'm Sean Huckster. Thanks for watching, and I hope to do another review pretty soon. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.